Guess what? We're currently on our way to, that's right, go manga shopping. Traveling Men are doing a big warehouse sale today, and we are on our way to check it out. I am hoping mostly for light novels, I've got to be honest, to try and start picking up a whole load for Christmas for Ben. And I know it's like July. This is when I started in August last year collecting light novels for his Christmas presents, so I feel like I need to start earlier this year so it can get bigger. But what we're doing is we're not telling Ben. Isn't that right, Ben? Yeah. Cool. Thanks, Ben. As always, if you haven't already, don't forget to give this video a like, comment, and subscribe. And check out my social media and affiliate links found down below. The Dudettes Discord server. And check out my channel memberships if you're interested in early access to all my videos. Like, this video isn't in the schedule, and I have everything scheduled till October, so I don't know when I'm going to post it. I'm probably just going to shift everything back a little bit, which means the whole video is going to be even later. Because at the time of filming this, I've still not published my April haul publicly. It's available for members, just not publicly. I'm rambling. Looking forward to this. I have been to the warehouse before, as you might have seen in a previous shopping video, and that was exceedingly fun. This time it's open to the public, so we're trying to get there for opening to not only hope it's a bit quieter, because I really don't like crowds in the slightest. I don't want to see people, and I'm just a bit sleepy anyway. And also because it means I'm hoping there'll be the most manga available, though I'm a bit worried if I sweep up loads, will it mean there's less people later? And I'm a bit worried that that might be quite a douchey thing to do, but it's on sale, and can I just apologise and smile and run away? We're not too far away. I'm super excited. Okay, so we are now voiceover parts. Yeah, I kind of want to apologise for some of the footage. It is all over the place. In hindsight, I should have gotten Ben to hold the camera, but he was holding the stack of manga. So, yeah. But yeah, so they had loads and loads of really neat stuff. I'm already looking in this box and I'm like, I see volumes I wish I'd picked up while I was there. Oh well. Like, I see Isolator volumes, and I'd be interested in trying Sankaria. But I was so happy to see a whole bunch of Bungo Stray Dogs. I also see another series that I was trying to pick up. Oh my gosh, I think I just feel so annoyed now. They had Laid Back Camp, Log Horizon. Like, I was looking at those My Youth romantic comedy volumes, and I was like, I definitely know I have those two volumes because I picked them up last year because I really liked the colour of the spines. Or was it earlier this year? Either way, I've got lots of Hatsuharu, so I think I recognise some of the stuff that had been in some of the sale sections in the stores for the winter sale. I assume that's where a lot of this has come from. Also, I'm really sorry about the flickering. My camera phone's been having a bit of a difficulty when it gets a bit warm, it flickers a bit. I'm so sorry, but I think you can still see a lot of what a lot of stuff. Oh my god, I see the volume that I was annoyed I missed. I can see it. Sword Oratorio 1. Oh gosh darn it. But yes, as I was saying, I think a lot of this stock was stuff they had in the sale sections in the stores, and I assume they've sent it back to do like this big sale thingy. And as I've said at the beginning, and I'll say later on, my main goal was kind of like light novels, as much light novels as I could. And I'm really pleased with the amount of light novels I did manage to pick up. But once again, I'm looking at this and I'm like, I see light novels I missed. I see light novels I missed. There was a lot of manga that I just never heard of. There were these really chunky series. No idea what they were. If it looked like they had some form of a continuation, I was tempted to just pick them up anyway. But a lot of them, they either didn't have volume 1 or they had just
volume 1 and I got nervous. Look at all that isekai, so much Summer Spider, so much ReZero. I really hope someone managed to nab a whole bunch of those. Fortunately, none of the ReZero volumes that I was looking for. Like, what is this series? It's so chunky, but there were so many volumes of it. Umiko? Something like that. I see another light novel I missed. Oh no, Ben, I'm so sorry. I also know how much they were putting out throughout the day. They kept bringing more stuff out. I mean, and look at my stack already. And we've like, look, Ben looks dead inside. Oh my god. But yes, they had so much, and I'm seeing so much I missed. I'm so annoyed. But I did manage to grab a few isekai stuff, which is really nice, as you all know, my love of isekai. I was trying to see how much these big chunky volumes were, but it was a bit faded. And they had this amazingly massive dice bin, and I was like, Ben, should we get you some dice? And he was like, oh, we'll come back later. But our arms were too full when we wanted to come back later. So yeah, these had like different subtitles. I don't know what sort of series it is in the slightest, but there were a few volume 1s, but they all had different subtitles, so I got a bit put off. Then they had lots of bins of just random stuff, and then they had Belle, and if you've seen some of my videos you might know that I am a big fan of Belle, and I was like, well, I try to not get too many Funko Pops, especially of the same character or same series, but I feel like Winnie the Pooh and Belle have been the exception for this. So I wasn't overly interested myself, but they had loads of light novels. We see the back of the warehouse there. Check out my warehouse video if you haven't seen that one yet. They had a bunch of board games and figures and stuff, but again, I was mostly just there. I was focused on the manga. I've just realised there's some figures. I should have gone and looked at those. Oh no, never mind. Never mind. I got a lot of manga anyway. But yeah, I was trying to not look at too much apart from manga because I was like, I didn't want to go too crazy, but again, in hindsight, I should have like dumped in the car and come back, or gone out, eaten some food and come back later in the day, especially knowing that it calmed down a load. I mean, when I saw pictures later on, I was tempted to actually just drive back, but Ben was like, no, you bought enough. So much stuff that I wish I'd grabbed. That was a lot of light novels in this box. I did start to get a bit aggressive, and I'm so sorry, but it was like me and Ben both had arms of manga at this point, and it was hard to see the ones when they were upright like this, so we were just like clamoring through stuff. But they had omnis, they had hardbacks, they had light novels, they had manga, they had loads of stuff. I don't think I really saw much Viz, but I saw a lot of stuff from like every other publisher, I feel. A lot of Yen Press, a lot of Kodansha, some 7 Seas, even some One Piece books, I feel. And some box sets. They had some box sets at great prices. Unfortunately, there aren't really many box sets I don't have the volumes of, and some more board games as we were approaching the end where we needed to pay. So that was the Travelling Man Warehouse tour. I hope you enjoyed me taking you around with me. So it has actually been a couple of weeks since the tour. I've just not had a chance to film this little bit yet. I've also not had a chance to go back through the footage, so there's a cat. So I haven't seen yet if there's stuff that I missed. There's going to be almost without a doubt stuff that I've missed, and I'm sure I get very angry in the voiceover and I'm like, Personally, I found it a little difficult because I'm really not a big fan of crowds. Like, I will purposely take days off to go and film my shopping videos because I don't like crowds that much. And usually I find if I need to go manga shopping on a weekend, getting there for opening is usually its quietest time, but obviously it's not a typical sort of store opening, it's a sale, so people were getting there for opening as well. My understanding, and I know some people who went later in the day, it definitely got way quieter and there wasn't really much of a queue. Thanks, Gina. I think what I'd have probably preferred to do is maybe if we'd gone into Leeds for lunch and then come back in the afternoon again for round 2, because they were also still bringing out stock throughout the day, so there's definitely stuff I missed. What are you doing? Never mind, I still got an amazing haul and I'm really, really happy with what I grabbed. The staff were great. They were really trying to deal with the amount of people that turned up. Like, a lot of people were there when I was there. I think I've got some shots of the queue. Rebecca, I personally found it there was a lot of people. But most importantly, what did I pick up? So before I jump into it, all the manga were £3 each and all the light novels were £4 each. I heard them saying some of these volumes were B grade and I'm like, what do you consider A grade if these are B grade? Goodness me. Also, I did joke to Travelling Man that if you've got anything left that you need to get rid of, do hit me up. And I think you thought I was joking, but I'm really not. So first off, we have got 5 volumes of Bungo Stray Dogs. So we have 6, 7, 8, 9 of the main series and 4 of Beast. This is a series I did start to collect, but it's been really hard to find volumes. Basically, I've been waiting for reprints and I got volume 1 and I've just not seen volume 2 in store or online for a price I wanted to pay, so I kind of held off on the series because it's quite long. And then I found a clear run of 4 volumes and I'm very happy, and this is the only volume of Beast that I have, but I was like, I'm committing at this point. I mean, there's so much hype for this series. I was so happy to see a chunk of it. Still missing loads. I think I now literally only have volume 1 and these, so I do have a way to go. Next we have volumes 3 and 4 of Chaika the Coffin Princess. Now I actually picked volume 1 up recently. I think I picked it up in June, and my June haul is not going to go up for a while, so I'm going to film it after this, but you won't see it for a while. I don't actually see much talk about the series, to the point that I actually thought it was a new release when I picked up volume 1. I was like, oh, this looks, never heard of it, looks new. There was only volume 1 in the store, and then I looked it up and it's like, no, I think it's like, is it complete? It might be complete at 5. Apparently there was a volume 5 I think I saw someone else pick up, which I just must have missed. I don't know anything more about it, unfortunately. It just looked gritty. She's got a gun on that cover, goodness me. Next we have Death March to the Parallel Rhapsody 4. This is an isekai, and actually it's the next volume I needed in the series, so even though I wasn't like actively looking for volumes from the series, it's really nice to see like the next one that you can read. It's like with Manga Stray Dogs, I'm still missing like 2, 3, 4, 5, whereas with this I can read it straight away. This is a bit of a weird isekai. Like, it started out amazing. I was like, a dev gets isekai'd into the wrong game and they've got some debug powers, and then it got a bit weird with the very, very young girls, which is why I've not rushed really to pick it up anymore, but it's still an isekai. Apparently the light novel is also really good, and I've been picking that up for Ben when I see them secondhand. I've also got a few random volumes of this later on in the series that I've bought when they've been on sale in places. So slowly but surely piecing this one together. Next we have volumes 3 and 4 of Devil's Line. And I have 1 and 2, so once again, these are volumes that I could read straight away, which is really nice. Volume 3 has a bit of a dent in the back, but I don't care. I mean, I think I was picking some of these up from World of Books for a little bit more than £3 each, and the quality was not as great, so also I don't care about the quality. I've been actually a bit unsure about this series now, because I started reading the other series I have by this artist, which is Blackguard, and I'm not much of a fan, so I hear this one is good. Lots of people rave about this one, so I have fingers crossed for this one. It is also complete. I want to say 11 volumes, and I have a few of the later ones that I also picked up on World of Books. Okay, so this next one like weirdly surprised me, because I've been hunting for this volume for like a long time. I want to say a year or 2 now, and that is Dragons Rioting 3. Now, I don't like using the word out of print words out of print, because I think it just spooks people, but I really do think that this volume is out of print. Potentially the whole series is, but this volume in particular seems to be impossible to find. And then when you do find it, people are selling it for hundreds of pounds. Why? Like, it is not a good series. It's a trash plastic wrap series, which is just my kind of thing. But I don't want to drop hundreds of pounds, but it's nice to be able to complete a series, and seeing it in the sale, like, it just really surprised me. But because I know it's so hard to find, and I am fairly certain I have seen other people trying to pick it up, but I can't off the top of my head remember who it was that I saw was looking for it. But I did pick up a second copy, if I can remember / track down who it was that I saw, see if they're interested in it. There we go. but I am not interested in sending this to some randomer who's then going to try and sell it off themselves. I'm interested in trying to send it to someone who is actively looking for it to be able to read it and complete their series. They actually had another couple of volume 3s as well. I only grabbed 2 of them. Next we have a chunk of volumes from a series, and that is Hakume and Mikochi 2 to 6. Now, first off, look at those glorious colourful spines. How could I say no to that? But also, I do know that people have talked about it, about how lovely and wholesome the series is, and I hope that you're not just baiting me. I hope it actually is lovely and wholesome. My volume 3 is a bit bent, but I'm hoping, like, put it at the bottom of a stack. Give it some time, it should be fine. I do need to track down a volume 1 so I can read it. I can't remember off the top of my head how many volumes this was, but I am very pleased to get a clear run minus volume 1 for £3 each. Very pleased, because it was actually on my want to try list. Next we have How to Raise a Boring Girlfriend 8, and I think this is the final volume in the series. It is. I have been randomly collecting volumes of this for quite a few years now. Actually, I want to say like 3 years ago is when I picked up volume 1. I was kind of in the mood for trying to find a bunch of like high school romance stuff that wasn't necessarily shoujo, and this is one of the ones I found recommended online, so I was like, let's give it a go, but it actually seems to be a bit tricky to pick up. I am still missing 3 volumes, I think, before I'm complete. But I am getting there, This was one of the harder ones to find for some reason, and again, got it for £3. Woo! Next we have 3 volumes of Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon? Sword Oratoria 2, 4, and 6, and this is a spin-off that I have started to pick up. These are now the earliest volumes I think I've got in the series. I am a bit annoyed because I saw someone post in the Discord who went later in the day and they got volume 1, which means I missed it. Hey ho, I'll hopefully try and find it at some later point. But I'm missing still loads from this series considering, can I see them from here? I think I've got like 10 volumes, but it's on like 18 or 19 in English, which is crazy. It's gone so far past how many main series manga volumes there were before it went to the Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon 2, and it's gotten all confusing now. I don't understand what's happening. And there's like a dozen different spin-offs. Days of Goddess, Familia Chronicle. It's about 10 of those. Oh, I have no idea what's happening. I can't wait to try and figure it out. Also, these ones are rainbow. We've got rainbow text for the titles and the spine. I like that. Next, we have another very exciting £3 pickup, and that is Carnival Volume 5. I think the most I have ever paid for a volume of Carnival is like £6 or £7, and that was off World of Books. Also, £3 I don't think is the cheapest I've spent on a volume of Carnival. I see so many good things about this series on Instagram, and I desperately want to read it, but because it's quite an expensive series, like, what does it say in here? What does this sticker say? Oh, I can't read it. It's $20 US at least, and 24 Canadian dollars, so it'll probably be like £18 in store. So in a 3 for 2, that's still going to be about £12, which is still a lot. I'm very cheap. So I've been like picking them up so randomly when I see them on World of Books or other sale sites that the point, I think I have like 5 volumes, but they're so not in order, though I don't have any of the more recent ones. I do think it's also complete. I just need to get there. Oh wow, this looks so pretty. I was going to read some of the like synopsis, but there isn't one. There's just another character. Look how pretty that is. Wow. Ooh. Next we have My Little Monster Volume 8. This has been a weirdly hard series to track down, considering I just didn't think it would be this hard to find volumes. I only have Volume 2 and Volume 8 now. I keep seeing them randomly secondhand, but they're not like a good price secondhand. They're always like £6, and it's like, well, that's what I'd almost expect for a 3 for 2 price for a small cadenture, so no, I think you might be able to just see my Volume 2 here. Like, I hear it's meant to be a good high school romance, so... Well, maybe not good. People have enjoyed it. There's a difference. Next we have a series that I have been meaning to pick up for quite a few years now, if only because I think Ben wants to read it. I myself, I'm not yet sure, but I feel I should read it because it's classic, but I'm not as often as interested in this genre anymore. And that is Neon Genesis Evangelion First Omni. Literally I was there with my stack, and one of the staff came through and like put it on the table and like I immediately picked it up again. What about it makes it B grade? Ooh, I saw a bum. Where'd it go? Anyway, I find that recently I've just been a little less interested in sci-fi. Don't really know why, to be fair. Like games, reading, movies, just less interested, and I've been enjoying fantasy a lot more, like obviously isekai. Though isekai can also go into sci-fi settings like Reborn as Space Mercenary, but I've just generally enjoyed like medieval fantasy. I don't know why, but I do want to read it because it's like such a classic, but I've just not really like, I've not had the like urge to rush out and grab volumes, but now that I've got the first one, and I do know Ben does want to read it, which is why he was also equally happy when I grabbed it. Oh, I've just noticed there's a dent on the corner. Is that it? Is that what you call B grade? Tell me all your B grades, Traveler, please. I do like the colourful spines. I'm looking forward to having a set on my shelves. I think they look really nice. Next we have 2 volumes of Taboo Tattoo, volumes 5 and 13, and yeah, I don't have much to say about this one. I don't have volume 1. I'm getting them so randomly secondhand. When I read about it, it had a really neat premise, but also I'm very easily pleased about fighting tattoos or something like that. Oh, this one's a little dirty. I'll need a wipe. I don't feel I see them too often anymore. I only see them if they're on sale, which isn't necessarily a good indicator for the series, but I enjoy bad series anyway, so sometimes like that's good. But yeah, I'm still missing so many volumes in the series. If this is 13 even the latest one? Ooh, that one says finale. Okay, that might be the final volume, so okay, that's a little less bad then. Evidently I didn't read enough about the series. Next we have Welcome to the Ballroom 6. I feel like dancing manga can be a bit hard to read sometimes because trying to emphasize movement through pictures is difficult, and I have read the first volume, which is the only volume. No wait, I have got another volume, but I don't volume 2, so I've only read volume 1. It was kind of neat. I really liked how they portrayed the movement because I was like, how is this gonna work? And actually I think it worked quite well. I still like vaguely understood what they were trying to get at, because I mean, let me show you this one, which hopefully isn't really a spoiler, but you can see like it's quite like aggressive strokes to show like where they're moving and where they're moving to and what parts are moving and stuff like that. And I think it works quite well. There's another dancing manga I think called One Dance, which I haven't started reading yet, which also apparently meant to portray dancing quite well. No idea if there's an anime for this, but potentially an anime would work better. But I kind of actually like how they do the dancing on a page. I was caught unawares at how neat I thought it was. I don't know how overly popular the series is though, because I do keep seeing volumes popping up secondhand or discounted, just not quite discounted enough for me yet. So I think all the ones I've gotten beside volume 1 I've gotten in the sale. Final manga volume from the warehouse sale is Yoshino Zukara, The Frog in the Well Does Not Know the Ocean 3, and I think this is the final volume in the series. I got volume 1 in a manga swap with Mainland Manga in May sometime, and I now have volume 3. I am missing volume 2. He did not like the series at all and was really happy to give away the volume to me, which concerns me, but I don't know. Reading about it, it seems like a slice of life from a manga creator's perspective, and I always really like reading about like manga creator slice of life stuff. I've read I think 3 or so now, and they've all been like, I just enjoyed reading about them even if the story's not great, so I'm not too fussed about this one, to be fair. I'm hoping. It's a bit dirty though. This one also might need a wipe, but it's a paper one, so it might not clean as well. Damn. So that is all the manga I picked up in the sale, but I did get some other things, so let me show you those. So we also got a chunky stack of light novels for Ben. First off we got was Asterix War Volume 2, which actually might have been a mistake pickup. When I saw it in the box, I mistook it and I thought it was the manga, which I am missing Volume 2. It is actually the light novel, and I think Ben might already have it, which is my bad for not looking closely in the box. I definitely felt a bit hectic and flustered during the scavenging for manga, which is a shame. If it turns out it's a duplicate, I'll probably give it away in the Discord at some point. Keep an eye out on the Discord. I'm gonna do a bunch of giveaway of some of my duplicate volumes. Next we have volumes 7 and 9 of Bakano, and these I feel like are tricky to find. I don't see them that often in store. I don't see them too often like actually listed online. They're always like out of stock. They're nice hardback light novels. Ben did originally tell me off for picking up another series, and I went, whoopsie! Oh well. What I must say though, this is a series where I would very actively say don't read the manga. The manga is not good. It isn't, from my understanding, not a good representation of the series. I mean, the light novels are like late teens, whereas the manga completed in 3 volumes. It was so rushed, it was so confusing. They were trying to introduce so many characters and story and backstory, and by the time, like, they didn't even finish doing it and the story ended. So just avoid the manga. There's an anime as well, from my understanding, that's actually pretty decent, so just anime or light novel and pretend there isn't a manga. Next we got a fat stack of ReZero. We have 7, 8, 9, 10 and ReZero X1. So this is another series that I started picking him up light novels of fairly recently, within the last year or so, and like I hadn't realised how many there were. There's so many. I was completely astounded, because I think it might be one of the longer light novel series that he is collecting now. And I didn't realise how far ahead it was. But he is missing, I think, volume 2, maybe volume 3. But then he'd have a clear run to like 12 or 13, which is crazy. It was so nice to find a clear run of light novels. Very, very happy with this. He did originally tell me off for picking him up another new series. It was an accident. Pretend it's an accident. But I think he's warmed up to it now and is looking forward to giving it a go. Next we have another chunk of the series, and that is Strike the Blood 1 to 5. Now this, early volumes of this seem to be really, really hard to find. I don't know why. Is it out of print? I don't know. But seeing 1 to 5, very happy. I picked him up, I think, 18 and 20 a few weeks ago. So he has a little way to go. We've still got to get some of the earlier volumes, which I think are also equally hard to find. It'd be nice if we could though. I do hear it's meant to be decent, so even though he now has like 1 to 5, 9 and then 18, 20, he at least can start the series if he wants. Final light novel from the warehouse sale is Sword Art Online Progressive 5. He still doesn't have volume 1, but I have been keeping up to date with a chunk of Sword Art Online light novels. He has read the first couple and he's slacking Ben. This one's quite thin though, so getting it on sale was quite nice. I think Progressive's kind of a neat idea. It's sort of a retelling of the original Sword Art Online Aincrad arc, but it goes on for a little bit longer than it does in the light novels anime. I mean, in the light novels, Aincrad wraps up in like the first volume, which just feels crazy to me. When Ben read it and he was like, yeah, it's wrapped up, and I'm like, what? Apparently the second light novel is like side stories and other things that happened whilst they were in Aincrad, but like the story like technically wraps up in the first one. I mean, it's the first light novel, it's not much of a spoiler, but still. So I'm sure you're wondering, you saw a whole bunch more manga on the thumbnail. Where is it? So I potentially did a Little Travelling Man online order the day before the sale because they sent me a 10% off discount code, and there was a series that they had most of, and I was like, okay, let's just do it. And with the code, it worked out that the volumes were all between £5 and £6 each, which is not bad, and I managed to sweep a whole series up, apart from I think 1 volume. They didn't have 1 volume, so I am on the hunt for this 1 volume. Just real quick before I show that series, I did also pick up another couple of volumes of Hayate Combat Butler, because I am now trying to piece the series together, and it is 33 and 35. Oh, they're so pretty spines! I love the spines so much. Yep, slowly but surely, I think there's like 41 volumes out in English at the moment. There's 50 something complete, but 41 I think in English. 42 might be out soon-ish, maybe? Don't know. I think with like the ones I've got, I'm already like over halfway to what's out. I'm missing a lot of volumes in the 20s. I don't really have many volumes in the 20s at all. If any of you see Combat Butler on sale out and about in your travels, drop me a message somewhere. I'm probably most active on Discord at the moment, and I would very much appreciate it. Okay, now I need to like get up, clear up the pile. Not sure if I can lift it high enough to get it on camera, but we have, actually I'm not too sure how to pronounce it. How do you pronounce it? I was going to call it Oku, but we have 18 volumes of Oku. I am only missing volume 14. So I have 1 to 13 and 15 to 19, 19 being the final volume in the series. So yeah, the only one I'm missing is 14. So I'm on the hunt for that one, and that'll be a series complete and I'm quite excited. I've been wanting to pick this series up for years now. I know Tiffany had talked quite highly about it and started picking it up, and I was like, oh, do I? And then I very rarely actually saw many volumes like in store or anything. And I remember when I went to the Traveling Man warehouse in January, they had quite a lot, and if I hadn't gone crazy for new releases, my intention was to pick up a whole load of Oku or Ultraman. I have since now picked up a whole load of Ultraman, and here is my whole load of Oku if I just like lean back with the manga. I mean, there is a lot of hype for the series at the moment. There is an anime. Is it currently airing or has aired? Not too sure. I love on the back, there's so many awards. It's got won so many awards. Wow. I'm really excited to get stuck into this one, but I'm gonna wait to try and find my 14 first. Yes, Traveling Man now have an option when you order online that you can pick up from the warehouse, and I was like, well, since I'm passing by, might as well. Save on the shipping. Yes, that was all the manga and light novels that I picked up from the Traveling Man warehouse sale. They did have loads of other stuff. I actually did pick up a Funko Pop. It was a Belle Funko Pop for like £2 and had some like streaked from the aisle. Put a picture up because I've left it upstairs. I have attempted to try and clean it up with like nail polish remover, and I might have made it a bit worse. She now doesn't have an eyebrow. Oh well, it was £2. But they had loads of board games, they had D&D stuff, they had like other anime merch like stickers and keychains and stuff like that. Dice. I did say I'd buy Ben some dice, and then we didn't have the arms to grab any. Sorry, Ben. But I got you light novels. 100% do wish that I'd gone into Leeds, eaten some lunch, and then came back later in the day. It was so cold. I wore like my rainbow like jumper thingy, and that has a lot of holes, and we were stood outside and it was really windy. I got so cold and I was so grumpy, and it's not Traveling Man's fault, absolutely not Traveling Man's fault. I was just very grumpy and cold and was like, I want to go home. I've got a stack of manga. I'm very happy with the stack I've got. Let's go. But in hindsight, that's probably what I would have done. Gone and gotten something to eat, sit quietly, and then come back. And then I probably would have gotten some nicer footage as well if I wasn't like rushing along to go through the boxes, while also, I mean, I literally was holding 2 phones in one hand. I had the phone that I was recording with, then I had Ben's phone sat on top with my spreadsheet, and then I had a stack of books under my other arm. It was a feat. It really was. I always wish Ben had taken a photo, but I was holding all the phones. Obviously, it would be really neat if Traveling Man did it again, but I imagine their stock levels won't necessarily be able to cope with that. What I noticed was especially the people who were going in first and early were definitely going for the board games. There was a lot of people coming out with lots of board games and stuff. There were like a couple of people I saw with big stacks of manga, but I think there were less of us compared to like the board games. People were going for the board games. If you're interested in checking Traveling Man out, they have 4 stores across the UK: Manchester, Leeds, York, Newcastle, Impact. I have a video where I went to every single one in a single day. Woohoo! So check that out. Also, they have a online store where they offer shipping across the UK. Wahey! And if you haven't already, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the video. Check out my social media and affiliate links found down below. Otherwise, I hope you have a great day, and I will see you next time. Bye!